Let's start with this year and your role on this team. It's been kind of a back and forth kind of a deal. What's your role currently, and how have you felt about how this year has gone?
Well, currently, my role earlier in the season was to come off the bench and give Nick Larson a breather from time to time. And currently, it's more about playing the 4 instead of the 5 and switching in and out with Nate Croker and playing more of the 4 position.
How do you feel about that? Is 4 a natural spot for you?
I like the 4 a lot. I probably like it more than the 5, but it's not natural. I mean, I was the biggest in high school. I've been playing the 5 my whole life, so.
Tell, for people that aren't aware, what would you say the biggest difference is between playing the 5 or playing the 4?
Playing the 4, you gotta have an outside game. You can't just bang in the post all the time like a 5-man. You gotta be able to shoot a little bit and put the ball on the floor and handle it.
You've been through the NAIA year, your first year, and now NCAA Division II. If you're inside, can you tell a difference between NCAA Division II bodies and NAIA bodies when you're banging around inside there?
Yes.
What's that like?
Compared to last year, and the Heart of America is a very talented conference, but Division II, everyone's heavier, everyone's longer, everyone can jump higher, and you can definitely tell that when you're in the post banging around in there.
You were an outstanding high school player, as you mentioned, here at Liberty, but your role is different here at college as a backup right now. What's been the lesson to be learned through the first couple of years of college?
To be honest, I've just had to learn to be patient.
Bell walks the ball up. There's the double team. Look at that pass from Larson.
That's what Nick.
And hopefully my time to start and play a bunch of minutes will be coming next year.
I didn't bring you in here to talk about Larson, but since you brought him up, he's going to be one of the best all time that played at Jewel. But what's playing against him in practice like?
Oh, it's hard. I got bruises and he's just hard to move around in the post. So playing against Larson, it definitely gets you better. I've gotten a lot better just being in practice with him, playing with him and against him, and I'm definitely more sore.
Is he a trash talker?
No, not a trash talker, just cheap shots.
Really?
He won't talk about it, but he'll throw the elbows in practice.
That's great. Hey, in high school, you were behind Nick. You see, he played at Liberty also. What about Jordan Lewis? Did you play with him a little bit?
I did. I played with Jordan for 3 years, and I don't know, he was just a point guard for Liberty, and I was a post, so he was distributing mostly, but we had a lot of good team chemistry there.
You had your brother played also, didn't he?
Yeah, my brother played.
What's he doing now?
He right out of high school, he went to Loyola Chicago and played 2 years there, and then he transferred. Now he's down at St. Leo's outside of Tampa, Florida. And so he's starting down there. They're a Division II program, and he likes it down there.
How about college life for you? What's a day like being an athlete and a student?
Oh. An athlete and a student. Well, I like the athlete part of that a whole lot more.
You're being honest there, I can tell.
Yeah, but we gotta wake up, go to classes. After classes, go to practice. After practice, do the homework from those classes. It's just a never-ending story here, and I'm trying to survive it right now.
Well, I know you've got this 8 o'clock class. You've just come from that. It's tough to get up in the morning, especially at night after a game.
Mm-hmm. No, I got an 8 o'clock class every day of the week this semester. So.
What about when you have time to do some things as a college person? What do you like to do?
I don't know. On my free time, I like hanging out with some friends around here, either from Jewel or from Liberty, because they're right here in town. and I like to watch movies. I love movies. Go to the movies, watch Netflix in my spare time. So,
Are there some challenges in being from this town and going to school in this town?
I thought coming out of high school, I wasn't sure I wanted to come to Jewel and be 2 minutes away from my house. But then again, a lot of people told me it's however far you make it. I visit home a few times in a month, which is just perfect for me. Get to see my family, and they're at all the games. I'm close to my friends, and even the ones that went away to college, they come home, and they come home to Liberty. So I get to see them a lot more than I would if I would have went somewhere else to play basketball.
Talked about your brother a moment ago. Can you tell us about the rest of your family?
Yeah. Well, as I said, my brother, he went Division I out of high school to Loyola Chicago, and he transferred to St. Leo's. My sister played 4 years of volleyball at Missouri State and 2 years of basketball. My brother Eric, he probably would have played basketball in college. He ended up having about 3 surgeries on his knee his senior year in high school, with staph infection and some other stuff. So, and both my parents, they both played basketball at Northwest, Missouri State University. So, I don't know, basketball kind of runs in the family
I would say so.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I can remember in high school when you and your brother played together. That was quite a combination. Yeah. Your dad have a connection to Larry Holly somehow? Did I understand that right?
Yes, my dad actually also played for Coach Holly, but that wasn't here at Jewel. That was at Northwest, and so I'm second generation of Coach Holly's players.
You and your dad ever get together and talk about how maybe Coach has changed through the years, or what he was like back
He
in the day?
hasn't changed a bit.
Hasn't?
According to my dad, they still had to be clean shaven every day, and all the same rules still apply. So I don't think he's changed a whole lot.
Still running Fresno, I imagine,
Yeah.
after all these years. All right, and finally, what are you going to do when you get out of school? What's your goal after you graduate?
Well, I'm gonna graduate from William Jewell. I'm gonna try and get my physical education degree. I think I want to be a teacher and a coach in the future, and I don't know. Right after college, I might still go take some more classes and try to become an athletic trainer or physical therapist. And I haven't decided on that yet, but we'll just have to see. I still got a couple more years before I have to decide.
What's the best thing about being at Jewel?
Best thing about being at Jewel, although I love the basketball, if you graduate from William Jewell, it's a pretty prestigious school, and you can be set up for something good in the future.